Late good evening, everybody. Happy blessed Friday, y'all. Happy blessed Friday. Come on in for a brief moment. Want to talk tonight about the cocaine found in the White House, y'all. It happens to be a case closed now, and man, I don't know why it would absolutely happen to be a case closed, but I have a few reasons tonight also that I would like to share with you all, and also at the top of the list of suspects, we also want to go over a few of these suspects, you all. But tonight, again, we want to talk about, uh, the cocaine found in the White House, y'all. How it's absolutely a disgrace to our country. Not only is it a disgrace to our country, but so many black people, black families have actually been torn apart behind this particular drug, you all. I myself happen to be somebody that has also been affected by this same particular drug. And tonight I want to talk about how it affects people in the black community, you all. Not only does it affect people in the black community, but in this particular case, no one has come forward in this particular case to actually take claim for these drugs, you all. Now, tonight, I also was another thing that I want to talk about how they treat black men and, black women and things of this nature, black children who have actually grown up selling this particular drug on the streets, you all. But again, this has absolutely affected the black community and tore it apart, you all. Like I said, man, kind of like the way it is today. Once you take the leaders and the fathers out of these family homes, and and played the land with these particular drugs. Because mind you all, we have never had a poppy field. We have never had the airplanes to actually fly this drug over here. And we did not bring this particular drug into the black community. And it's a shame how Joe Biden, how karma has actually faced him, you all. And this is another thing that I want to discuss tonight because we have a suspect or some suspects in this particular case, you all. And I want to say that it is the president and his family, you all. Yep, I said it is the president and his family. Joe Biden, you all, who has actually, I do have an exclusive news clip that I would like to share with you all. And before I get off into these news clips, I did put the link in the description below. And tonight, I want to share an exclusive, some text messages that he had actually shared with his son, Hunter Biden, you all. Again, this is a disgrace to our country. And now we know why they actually allowed the Secret Service to actually take on this particular case, you all, because they don't call them Secret Service for nothing, you all. They are secretive. They are the cleanup men. They actually come in to clean up the mess that these people pretty much make when they are out here dealing with such crimes such as this, you all. Now, mind you, the Secret Service, they cover up for people in the Senate, for people in the White House, and I'm more than sure that they would absolutely cover up crimes to protect Joe Biden. I said they will actually cover up crime to protect Joe Biden and his family, you all, under direct orders. Because mind you, the government did allow this to come into our black community in 1994. Joe Biden passed a crime bill law, which in turn arrested a lot of black people, took a lot of black fathers off the street, again, broke up a lot of black homes and families, and even me growing up as a young man at the sweet age of 16, absolutely, I was still a child, and I didn't have the right people in my life, or my uncles was around. My father happened to be a drug addict. My uncles happened to be drug addicts. One passed and OD on some drugs. and things of this nature, you all. So again, it takes a village to raise a child, and we need all our black men and black fathers on the street, you all. And again, this is a drug that the government actually funded, you all, so they can bring this particular drug into our communities and break up, again, black families, you all. But tonight, again, I want to share some evidence that we have against Joe Biden and his family. And of course, we know that Hunter Biden is a cocaine addict. I said that Hunter Biden is a cocaine addict, you all. And when you have the resources and the money that a Biden family actually has, you all. And again, Hunter made his own sideways moves with China, so forth and so on, in which he had his father to coerce with these people to commit crime, you all, to commit some things that Joe Biden shouldn't have actually interfered with this particular case, so forth and so on, dealing with his son working for this company in China and taking money, so forth and so on, allegedly, you all. This had happened to happen, you all. But again, tonight we want to talk about Joe Biden and his family, and how 5 members of his family had to go to some kind of substance abuse counseling or admit themselves into a drug rehab. And this is what Joe Biden has said, that in his younger days, even when they had brought this particular cocaine over, that they had actually tried this, you all, that Joe Biden and his wife had actually indulged in some drug activities. I'm pretty sure they had a lot of them in that era and time and day was actually using cocaine, you all. And this is something, again, like karma has come back to actually haunt this man, just like he came in and signed this bill for the war on drugs, and again, it has destroyed a lot of people, and then later on to come to find out that it is absolutely destroying his own children, you all. And again, in my belief, you all, I'm pretty sure that Hunter and one of his little side pieces, somebody that he be getting high with, happened to actually come by and drop this drug, you all. But again, when this type of incident happened in the black community, they actually come in as though they are some task force or police force, and it can be 3, 4, 5 people around, you all, and they charge all the people who do not confess up to these particular drugs. They take everybody in sight. And this is what they do in the black community. They have also brought in CPS behind this same kind of cocaine and taking people's children. It's people still locked up today behind cocaine or selling cocaine. They will actually catch a black man and ask him where he was March 27th at 12 o'clock, on a Wednesday. Now, how you gonna remember something like that? But this is the type of games that they play in the black community when cocaine is involved. The case is never closed. So why would they close a case of cocaine found in the White House? You all. And this is sad and crazy, because if it was up to me, I'd paint the White House black. But again, you all, man, this is very sad and absolutely a disgrace to our country. It's sad to say we have the strongest surveillance teams, we have the strongest of security teams, we have the strongest police force, and they have the very best agents and surveillance cameras in this White House. Now, how you figure is they got 500 people going into the room, they don't have no DNA. Usually a drug addict, we don't put on gloves. People do not put on gloves to use cocaine. Who does You know, we have do any type of drug for that matter. I mean, who actually put gloves and walk around with an alcohol bottle? You know, this is some type of things that people do. They say they have, again, it is all of, they may be still selling cocaine, and if the government is selling cocaine, it's still using this particular drug to incarcerate blacks and brown people, y'all. So again, this is a very sad situation and very disgraceful for one of the most powerful countries in the world to actually find cocaine in the White House, you all. Now, mind you, people do have a normal life they live, and a lot of those people, they have these particular private kinky type of they tend to want to use some of these recreational drugs. That's why I do not understand how they did not find at least a suspect, you all. But again, when they do not have a suspect in the black community, they lock up everybody in sight. And this is what they have done over and over again for decades. You can get pulled over in some kind of vehicle. They may pull over 2 or 3 black people in the vehicle, and they may happen to find what appeared to be a small piece of cocaine. They run a test on it, ask the people in the car who it's for, and if nobody confess up to it, they take everybody to jail. So if nobody confessed to this particular crime, they should have locked up everybody that hadn't been in that room. And this is another thing that's sad to say about our government. They need to move Joe Biden, him and his whole family, smooth up out of this place, you all. Again, it's sad the way they have absolutely destroyed the black community with this drug, and just the way Joe Biden had come into office, had come into politics, had come to the White House on the grounds of this particular drug. This was one of his biggest campaigns. This is what they had chose to fight against. This is what they had chose to allow to come into the black community just so they can destroy it, you all. And again, we still have young women today that are now fully grown mothers, still hold grudges against their fathers, so on, behind this particular drug, you all. And again, it would take many years and people to actually come together to kind of understand a situation as this, you all. But before I kind of read this news article, you all, because I do have an exclusive and also have a few videos that I would like to share with you all. But again, I want to share an exclusive conversation that was dated back in July the 21st, you all. And again, this is an exclusive that is a disease from me and mommy. This is what Joe Biden has said to Hunter. It's a disease from me and mommy. Joe Biden's shocking admission of addiction disclosed in the text message to son Hunter Biden, as it is revealed 5 members of the Biden family have been to rehab for drugs and alcohol abuse, you all. So again, we can narrow some of the suspects down in this particular case, you all. But again, I want to talk about and share a little bit more with you all on the behalf of this particular case. Usually, when you're coming in and you are joining me for the first time, here we usually news article first so we can give you a different narrative of the narrative that they are actually giving in the public eye, you all. Because again, this is a very, very crazy case. So I'm going to go straight off into that. Before I get off into that, copyright is coming under Title 17, USC Sections 107. Allowances made for fair uses for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Use by the copyright statute and might otherwise be infringed. Non-profit, education, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. It tips the balance in favor of fair use. Good evening, Mrs. Nell, Ms. Bridges. Thanks for joining me. But again, tonight, so if you are joining me for the first time, we are talking about the cocaine in the White House and how they just sweeping it under the table. How it's not important to absolutely find the people who had actually done this. How disrespectful is it to actually come into the White House and drop some cocaine, you all? How disrespectful is it to have a cocaine party somewhere back somewhere where Nancy Pelosi in them office used to be? How disrespectful is this to actually be in a country as great as the United States? Why would they even have someone hooked on drugs allowed to even in this place? Because they would not have no kind of black people in the White House doing cocaine nowhere in there, you all. And again, they would not rest until they find this particular suspect. They do not rest until they lock up 2, 3, 4, 5 young black people or brown people out of these communities behind this same cocaine. But they would not use the efforts and the resources to incarcerate whoever had dropped this particular cocaine, you all. Again, it is a disgrace to our country and a disgrace to the ground we walk on, you all. So I want to share again this particular video with you tonight. And also I do have another video that I'd like to share with you all.
Well, turning now to our nation's capital, no fingerprints or DNA found on a bag of cocaine discovered inside the White House. That's according to the Secret Service. Republicans are calling the investigation a failure. Madeline Rivera, more from Washington, D.C.
In a secure room for classified information on Capitol Hill, the Secret Service told the discovery prompted evacuation and broader questions about the building's security.
It is deeply frustrating. This is one of the most secure locations in the world with some of the best law enforcement officers in the world, and they don't have any answers.
The drug was found in a cubby used by both guests and staffers who are in the West Wing.
Now here you hear. Hold on, I'm winding. Now here you hear this woman tell you that we have best law enforcement. We have some of the best agents in the world. In the world, you all, but you tell me they can't find no cocaine that was somebody's pocket, you all, or somebody could have had places there. And it's still locking people for cocaine. Then maybe it's a publicity stunt. Then maybe they are actually trying to promote cocaine to get some of our children drugs. Some of these kids, some of these new people that's actually coming this country believe that cocaine is cool, but it is a gateway to a demonic hell. It is a gateway to possibly doing every type of drug it is. People who actually do these type of drugs, I mean, they don't have too much to lose. They don't have the wherewithal or the strength, some of these people, to actually stop and move on. Again, everybody has not been able to kick this particular drug. It is still affecting some people. I still know people, older people that's in their 60s and 70s, they still out here doing this particular drug, And again, this is something that our government has allowed to come over here. So people like Frank Lucas and the real Rick Ross and people like that, they have used our own people to destroy decades and decades of people and generations, so that they can actually get some free slavery and some free labor out of black people, you all. But again, this is instant karma because this man is a president and he have a whole family that's junkies. I said that the man is a president with a whole family that's junkies. All of them do drugs, and if he wasn't as old as he pretty much is right now, I'm pretty sure that he would actually be doing some drugs too, you all. And again, had I not been the person that I am today and had not allowed God to work in my life, then I would still be doing some of these particular drugs myself. But then again, you all, it just leads down to a path of destruction. It has made me very irresponsible. I had a late start. I was a late bloom. I could be so much far ahead. I could possibly be the president had they not stole my grandparents and my forefathers' land, you all. And now they have built all these cities, so forth and so on. And that was the whole plan, to destroy people, to not allow people to actually come up and be business owners. They wanted us to always be slaves for them, you all. And again, this is a crazy, sad situation. Again, let me finish this video that I was sharing. Again, this woman said that we have the strongest officers, police, surveillance cameras.
The agency has been combing through security footage and visitor logs, but the culprit is still a mystery.
They were able to narrow down a list of approximately 500 people.
White House officials are deferring to the Secret Service,
They
which is
might have
leading
threw up there just for
investigation.
that.
Their response only adding to the Republicans' growing frustrations.
It's a complete failure.
The Secret Service is wrapping up its investigation.
You know, the Republicans are highly upset, but I mean, again, you know, because they know actually that the government, that the Democrats and so forth and so on, Secret Service is actually protecting these people, man, you know. And again, that's a shame because, again, man, this has affected the black and brown community tremendously, you all. Again, man, it put us way at a disadvantage, you know. Had they given us our 40 acres and our mule, then we would be in better position than we are actually today, you all. But they had a different plan for us, you know. They wanted to allow cocaine to come into our neighborhoods to destroy our family while they send CPS in here to take and hijack and kidnap our children, you all. Again, this is a sad, very sad, disgusting, and gross, if you ask me, very gross, for these people to say that they can't find where the cocaine was left, you all. It just happened to be in a corner that no surveillance. It happened to blind spot. I mean, what the hell is that? How is it an actual blind spot in the White House? You know, for so much surveillance cameras, we had the Tesla system, we had a Sony. You know, they have all these high definition. They can actually see you from a satellite in the sky. They can look down. Have you all ever looked at Google Earth? You know, they can actually, it's an actual satellite in the sky with a camera and a projector that's good enough to make all the images on the ground 3D. Now, you tell me they can't find cocaine dropping out of pocket? Man, we watch this court TV, this type of court TV that come on all the time, and they talk about these different people that actually come into the courtroom and are actually facing cases. And one of these dudes happened to come in the courtroom, and this particular day, he had dropped a bag of cocaine, you know, and you know, later they seen it, found it, arrested him and everything, but they was actually able to see him drop the cocaine. They actually seen the cocaine fall out his pocket as he stuck his pocket in his hand and pulled out his pocket. They saw a little bag of cocaine fall on the ground. They watched the cocaine fall from out his pocket until they circled it until it actually hit the ground. Now, I'm pretty sure they seen this case, this particular video 100 times, you know. Well, but I'm pretty sure the Secret Service, this will be a classified, probably sealed forever, you know. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden hurried up and signed off on it, you know, but he don't know if his child actually done this. He don't know if Hunter decided to bring him 3 strippers into the White House and get high, you all. And this is the type of thing that they do, you know. They protect these people, you know, and this is one of the reasons why Joe Biden should not be re-elected, you all. Again, I do have this exclusive that I would like to read and share with you all about these text messages found on our president, you all. Again, he sent these particular text messages to his son, Hunter Biden. And I do have the clip below. You know, it says it's the 1994 crime bill, you all, that he had passed. So again, it reads, and again, I know I have read my copyright disclaimer, and I also shared it in the bottom for anybody who may want to see, you all. So hold on. So again, and this is exclusive, you all can follow along with me. It said, this is Joe Biden, smoking Joe, you know, old crazy Joe, old stumbling Joe. You know, he almost fell up into the Air Force one day, you all. But again, you know, here we go. So it said, it is indeed a disease from mommy and me. It is a disease from mommy and me. You know, it could, and that's another thing. You know, how can it be a disease for you and your family, but not a disease for the people in the Black community, not a disease for the people that you done actually incarcerated, that y'all done signed off all these bills and these laws to lock all these people up. You know, you don't send everybody to the rehab. You know, it's people that been given 20, 30, and 50 years for a small piece of cocaine, while his son is putting on $50 rocks. His son smoking $50 rocks, while they locking people up, giving them 60, 75 years. But his son's still out here smoking $50 rocks with strippers and prostitutes. You know, I mean, what kind of country is this? What kind of, you know, backwards bull cone is this? You know, that's like more than a double jeopardy, some double-edged sword. I mean, that's what kind of oxymoron. I mean, how can you arrest people up, give them 75 years, 100 years? You know, all these men, all these people that you done affected, you know, made less of men while you let your son run around here smoking cocaine on TV. You know, have strippers and prostitutes, he getting high right there in the room, you know. Then he come back a week later, y'all got him back in the White House. You know, what kind of sense that make? I mean, when people still got to go visit their people in prison, you know, people still got to watch their people struggle with these same addictions, you know, while you allow your people to party and get high, you know, over and over again, you know. Again, this is very sad and disgusting, y'all. So I want to actually share this particular article tonight, you all. So it says Joe Biden's children, Hunter and Ashley, is the brother of Frank, niece Caroline, and late son widow Haley, have all the stints in rehab, you all. It said all 5 of Biden's have suffered from either drug addiction or alcohol addiction and had spells of in treatment centers, you all. So again, all these people have actually had to go to real treatment centers, you know. They didn't spend 3-4 days in detox. They went to these 30, 60 day, 90 programs, 6-month programs, you know. People paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for them to stay clean, for them to actually get out and get high right again, for them to actually get out and go in the White House and smoke cocaine. You know, what kind of crap is that? You know, who blows that type of money sending their people to these type of rehab? Then you allow them to come in the White House, the most prestigious place, one of the most prestigious places in the world, one of the most well-respected places in the world. You know, you allow them to come here and get high off some cocaine. But then you punish all the Black people, kill them, so forth and so on, and have them working in these host squads and fields for 30 and 40 years behind the same cocaine that your son's smoking on the weekend. You know, again, this is a crazy, disgusting thing. It said in a text message to Hunter for June 2018. This in June 2018, you all, Joe Biden referred to his son's addiction as a hereditary disease from mommy and him, you all. So again, he letting you know right then they done dibber-dabbed in the cocaine, that they done tooted a little cocaine while they was laughing and sending people to prison. You know, again, this is a crazy thing, you know, to actually have to go through, you all. So it said that this is a disease from mommy and him. President Biden himself reportedly teetotaler, you all. So it said Haley, Bo's widow, who became Hunter's lover, you all. So again, who was Bo? Was Bo his uncle or Bo his brother? I think you all, that was could have been Joe Biden's brother. But again, it said this was Hunter's lover. Has been to rehab 4 times, costing over $100,000. So that's 400. That's $500,000. You know, man, that's a change of lifetime. That'll change the lifetime of people. That'll get a lot of people up off of the streets. You know, a lot of people that's homeless. You know, they could have saved that money and opened up a homeless shelter before they actually give this type of money and resources to Hunter Biden so he can come out and actually start getting high again. Man, what is he gonna stay clean for 2-3 weeks, and then you'll see him ducked off somewhere. He done disappeared, getting high with somebody. I mean, that's the first suspect, you know. But they want to say, president was gone somewhere on a vacation with his family. He ain't take everybody, you know. And if he did, what had it been left there before they left, before they jumped on the Air Force One, the Air Force Two, whatever that particular plane is, you all. It said text from Ashley 40 on Hunter's laptop revealed that she has also had to get sober after failing prey to addiction and having run-ins with the laws, and sent Haley scratching messages, you all. It said Joe's brother Frank has had multiple alcohol-related driving offenses and was ordered by a judge to attend rehab months after a 2004 arrest. So again, his whole family was some junkies. So, I mean, these are your first suspects. They act like they ain't have one suspect, but these are your suspects. It said Caroline Biden, 34, daughter of Joe Biden's other brother, Jim, has also attended ordered rehab after a DUI and struggling with years of addiction, you all. So again, she was on the cocaine and the alcohol, you know. So again, man, you look at these people, and they have some people, these people you thought you seen some cocaine in the black community, and I'm pretty sure you thought these was the worst people in the world, but now you got the president and his whole family, they done cocaine, you know. But then they look down upon black people who have actually struggled with this particular drug, who have actually lost everything with this particular drug. This particular drug has ruined marriages, family after family after family after family, because the man couldn't come home because he out somewhere getting high off of this particular drug, you all. Again, you know, this is a very sad thing, but they allow Joe Biden and his family to disrespect this country, you all. And this is, it said the president, brother Frank children, Hunter and Ashley Caroline, and the late son's widow, who also became Hunter's lover, Haley, had also suffered from addiction issues and had spells and treatment centers, some at the art, you all. And a lot of these times the judge had to order these people to rehab because they ain't want to go. They wasn't listening to their family. Joe coming there, hey, you know, you gotta stop doing this. You know, we're gonna stop giving y'all 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month for y'all to go get high on, you know. And this is what they actually do, you know. They give their kids unlimited credit lines, so forth and so on, also they can rob them and go get high and you know, treat prostitutes and things of this nature. You all, it's very embarrassing. You know, it said the Revelation Shield a new personal light on the president's previous war on drugs, criticizing George Bush Sr. of the 1980s war on drugs being not tough enough. Being not tough enough. I mean, how tough could you actually be? Again, not tough enough. You giving black men 75 years, 60 years. You know, they ruining their marriages, taking their families, taking their kids, losing their jobs. And they saying that that's not tough enough. But here we have the Secret Service. They come in. They ain't tough enough either. They soft. You know, they covered up a crime. You know, this is a crime and it should be punishable to the highest degree. It should be punishable just like the June 6th invasion of the White House. Just the January 6th invasion, it should be just as profound. It should be just as worse. It should be just as gruesome. You know, again, you know, had there been black folks running up there to the White House doing anything, man, they would have sprayed everybody down. They would have pulled out the army tanks and started shooting people. But then again, they kick back, laughing at people, would not give black people reparation, allow the ABC, D, E, F, G to come up there and mutilate our country, showing breasts of men. You know, standing in front of the White House. And I mean, what is actually going on at the White House? I mean, do we really need to paint the White House black? Because they are absolutely losing control, you all. It said Joe Biden himself reportedly, hold on, I read that part, excuse me, you all. It said, according to an October 2020 New York Times profile, the president has previously accused the truck driver involved in the 1972 accident that killed his first wife and daughter of being drunk at the time. Despite the fact that the driver was not charged with a DUI, a police officer found evidence of drunk driving, you all. So again, it's, you know, so it said you are always you have always made me proud. You got the disease from mommy and me. You got the disease from mommy and me. And this is the reason why you look like this doing cocaine, you know, with strippers. You know, all his children look like junkies. You know, they look like recovering addicts, you know, all of them. You know, we can't, look, that's one of his little baby girls, ain't it? She looked like she might have dropped the dope. You know, we have a whole line of suspects that could have possibly dropped this dope. And again, we have countless emails, you all. If you look on the link below, man, this is a very long article, so it's kind of hard to actually read this. All of this, we would have to actually be here a whole nother hour, you all, and I may have something else to share with you all. It said Ashley angrily referred to Haley as the most selfish, absorbed, idiotic woman I know, blaming her for enabling Hunter's addiction, you all. So from what Ashley's saying, Haley, the girl, is the one that got Hunter Biden to start getting high. You know, everybody start getting high. They passing the cocaine bag around. You know, this is what they done for partying. You know, this is how they had they parties when their parents was gone. You know, and I'm pretty sure they had some wild and crazy parties. Ain't no telling what they had actually done in these particular places, you all. She say, I would never look at Haley again. She is truly the most selfish, self-absorbed, idiotic woman I know. You used to talk about it all the time, she texts Hunter. Ashley herself was arrested in 1999 for a possession of marijuana, you all. So again, she didn't got caught with not just drugs, but marijuana. You know, that's on her record. I mean, just like so many people that are still incarcerated behind this, why not legalize marijuana? But again, this is one of the things that one of his children had been caught with, because again, they not perfect, but they want black people to be perfect. They want us to be upstanding people, when it was the whole plan to destroy us, this to create genocide amongst the black community and the copper-colored people, you all. It said then, at 18 years old, the student at Tulane University in New Orleans was released on a $1,000 bond. The local district attorney declined to prosecute. Again, he declined to prosecute because he was kin to Joe Biden. He had them plugs way back then, And again, for years and years, and again, just like they allowed this to go into our community, it has affected his own people, his own family. And this is the way God operates, This is what karma is. This is how it's coming back to actually hurt him, you all. It said then, 2 years later, the president's daughter was again underage drinking at Howard County, Maryland. She was issued a bench warrant after failing to show up for a hearing, you all. So she don't even respect the law. The family, they grew up not respecting the law. I mean, they let her out. She was a child drinking, under 21, drinking, getting drunk, and did not show up for court. They still didn't threw this case out. She didn't go to probation. She didn't have to go to hearings. She didn't have to go to no AA meetings. She didn't have to pay restitution for probation, for nothing. They just threw the case flat out. It said Ashley later pled guilty and was fined $125. $125. $125. That was like $1 to them people, if not 50 cents. It said court records show later in 2001, she was evicted from her home in New Orleans. So again, I mean, this little girl was evicted. She was a wild party animal. She would not, her parents were sending her money to pay her rent. I mean, how you get an eviction notice? Too many parties, too many drugs, you all. She would not even pay her rent. She getting so high. So, and then they turn around talk about they ain't got no suspects on the cocaine. This is absolutely crazy, you all. And again, man, I can't say how disrespectful this actually is, man, to actually see this, And again, if the government again is all behind this, man, how it's just a constant slap in the face, man. We destroyed your whole family. We destroyed generations of people, copper-colored people, indigenous people, behind this same particular drug. And now we find it in the White House. We find it in the most powerful house in the world. It's just there. What kind of mess is that? It's just there, nobody prosecuted, but thousands, hundreds of thousands of men that been prosecuted behind this same drug. 1,000 of black men. That's just like them coming into our country, giving immigrants all our money, all our land, all our resources. Again, that's another slap in the face. Why not paying black people reparations? We deserve reparations. We deserve reparations to make us whole. We deserve reparations for all the killing that you have killed, all the stealing that you have done, all the family breakups that you have committed in these acts, for raping our women, for raping our men, for stealing our children, for taking our children and teaching them what you wanted to teach them. And this is another thing, that's sad, again, it's very disrespectful thing to actually have cocaine and drugs in these particular establishments. You all, again, man, they do not have no respect. They don't even have respect enough for the people of America to give them a solid answer. to give them a solid resolution. Again, it's very disgraceful. So many things going on with our country. Then you look at other countries and how they look at us. Man, we have to be the weakest country around right now, to actually still participate and support some of these things that are actually going on. Then they take the rest of our money, send it to Ukraine. We fighting a war we don't know nothing about. Have nothing. They got every excuse to send the money out, to give the money away. They got no justified reason, no excuses to play black people what you owe. Y'all cut the check. This is what Martin Luther King died for, because he wanted them to cut the check. He said they was going to the White House. He ain't want nothing but a check. That's all we want. That's all we want. Y'all can do all the cocaine y'all want to do. Again, man, this is very sad and disgraceful, you all. And I don't want to hold everybody tonight. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so that you can be notified when I'm actually going on live or sharing a video, you all. Thank you for joining me. Have a blessed evening and have an awesome weekend. God for Christ game. Peace. We out, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Bless.